So the water of Yamuna is so glassy black. The water of Bhagirathi river is golden in Gangotri. From Mandakini, the river which originates in Kedarnath, which is greenish. The river of Alaghananda, which originates in Badrinath, is silver in color. So for glorifying Yamuna, from time immemorial, the glories of Yamuna is so much unlimited. Different devotees have taken bath, and Lord Sri Krishna, during his when he enacted his pastime before 5,000 years here in the Madhura Mandala region, Yamuna was so much glorified because Yamuna enters inside the Vrajabhumi and plays very important role for assisting the pastimes of Lord Sri Krishna. As a result, for the devotees of Krishna, Yamuna is more important than Ganges river. So many devotees have glorified from time immemorial Yamuna in so many selected chosen words. Especially two Yamunastakams are very famous. Traditionally, Yamunastakam written by Vallabhacharya of Pustimar or Vallabha Sampradaya is so famous. This is a Yamunastakam written in Sanskrit language. We know the story of Vallabhacharya. He appeared in South India, in the state of Andhra Pradesh. He studied in Banaras. He became a great devotee of the Lord. He was a great Acharya. He preached the philosophy of Suddha Advaitavada. He traveled here and there in India. Wherever he went to India, his staying places, the places where he gave a lecture, is known as Mahaprabhu Betakstha. So in our Gaudiya Vaishnava Sampradaya, we refer Lord Chaitanya as Mahaprabhu. So in the Pushtimarka, in the Rudra Sampradaya, they refer Vallabhacharya as the Mahaprabhu. So Mahaprabhu Betaksthan. He was having little association with Lord Chaitanya also and his associates also in Jagannath Puri. Later on, when Lord Mahaprabhu understood his subtle, very subtle, offensive attitudes towards Sridhara Swami, he lost the chance of the association of great Mahaprabhu devotees. Later on, he went and joined in Pustimar and became the great Acharya of Pustimar. But later on, in our Gaudiya Vaishnava Sampradaya, we are also known as Rubanughas. So Rupa Goswami, for the happiness of the devotees, he wrote Yamunastakam, glorifying Yamuna in so many different ways. Astaka means there are 8 Sanskrit poems, group of poems glorifying the glory of Yamuna. So you will hear just some 3 stanzas or poems from this famous Rupa Goswami's Yamunastakam. So Rupa Goswami's Yamunastakam, stanza number 6, we are going to read and trying to understand them. Ramya Tira Rambamana Gokadamba Bhushida Divyakanda Bhak Kadamba Puspa Raj Rushida Nandasuna Bhakta Sangha Sangabhinandini Mapunada Sarvaravinda Bandhu Nandini. Oh, may Sri Yamuna, who is the daughter of Surya Dev, who is decorated by beautiful district of Madura. So, Madhura Mandal was garlanded by Yamuna. Yamuna flows like a garland around the Madhura district, who expertly protects they who follow the path of loving devotional service. So, Yamuna is a protector of pure devotees, and who, with the playful motion of the waves that are her arms, offer respectful obeisances to Lord Bhaktamanabha's feet. Always His holy river will purify me. So stanza number 7. Pulapaksha Mallihaksha Kamsa Laksha Pujida Bhaktavida Devasitta Kinnaradi Pujida Dira Kandarvaha Kanda Janma Bandarandini Mapunada Sarvaravinda Bandanandini. May Sri Yamuna, who is the daughter of Surya Dev, who is filled with the babblings of thousands of joyful Mallika swans, who is worshipped by the Vaishnavas, Devas, Siddhas, and the Kinnaras, and the slightest scent of a fragrant breeze moving, or whose source stops the cycle of repeated and death, always purify me. Then the final stanza. Chitvilasa Varipura Burbhavaga Swadhyavini, Kirtitapi Durmoduru Papa Marbadavini, Pallavendra Nandanaga Gargabanga Gandhini, Mampunada Sarvadara Vinda, Bandhu Nandini. May Sri Yamuna, who is the daughter of Suryadev, who is the famous splendid spiritual river flowing through the Bhuvaga and Swaha planets, who burns away the greatest sin, and who is the fragrant with scented oils from Lord's Krishna's transcendental body, always purified. So we have not seen Krishna because he came to this material world and enacted his pastimes before 5,000 years ago. But in our life, one time we have to visit this holy place, Yamunotri, and we can directly experience the color of Lord Sri Krishna, more or less in the color of river Yamuna. So after visiting Yamunotri, we have to come down and practically we have to take rest in the small town known as Bargot. So tomorrow in our yathra, we will travel from Bargot and we will reach Uttarkasi, which is as important as the present Kasi Banaras city of Uttar Pradesh. It is said that after some few thousand years, this Kasi city, which is on the bank of Ganges, will get destroyed, and the Uttar Kasi will become the regular, ordinary Kasi for the whole people. So from Kasi, tomorrow we have to travel up again to the holy place of Gangotri. So in the Gangotri, we will take the darshan of Mother Ganges, King Bhagirath, King Sagara, and we will try to hear the glories of Ganges from the Balaganda portion of Valmiki Ramayana, and we will try to read and understand some stanzas of Gangastakam written by Sankaracharya also. So tomorrow yatra we are visiting Yamunotri, and the day tomorrow, one day after that, we are going to visit the famous holy place known as Kedarnath, the famous Swambhu or Jyotirlinga. There are very important Jyotirlingas in India. Some 6-7 Jyotirlingas are in India, which one has to visit in our life. So the famous Jyotirlinga or Kedarnath deities in the Himalayas. So today is the disappearance day of Srila Prabhupada, our founder Acharya, the Siksha Guru for all the devotees of ISKCON also. Srila Prabhupada came from spiritual world and inaugurated. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came to this material world and inaugurated this Sankirtan movement. But his desire of propagating this Sankirtana movement to the nook and corner of this material world, that particular desire, Manobhishtam, was fulfilled by Srila Prabhupada. So he went to the West in very advanced age. He reached United States of America. He started this Sankirtana movement, ISKCON movement, Hare Krishna movement there. And through the via medium of his books, by his example, his movement, his festivals, he propagated the Sankirtana movement to the each nook and corner of this material world and made all the basic arrangement for the future devotees to practice the spiritual life personally also and to carry out the mission and order of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu of propagating this Sankirtana movement to the each and every village of this material world. So everything was done by himself, and by his mercy we are practicing, and we are given a chance to render service to Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in this great. So in the life of pure devotees, their appearance, their activities are so much important. Not only that, their disappearance is also very important. So Srila Prabhupada writes in one of his small books that a beautiful human form of life has to be used for a beautiful end. How we leave this material body exhibits or reveals the quality that we develop in the association of devotees or in the association of non-devotees throughout our whole life. The way we leave the body, the mood we exhibit when we leave the body reveals our character, reveals our advancement in the path of Krishna consciousness. It is said that the sadhana bhakti that we practice, the standard of sadhana bhakti that we practice, will be revealed during the time of our death. So Srila Prabhupada left this material world in a very glorious way. The way he left this material world is compared to the way the great Mahajan Bhismadev left this material world on the battlefield of Kurukshetra. This Bhismadev was a great warrior devotee in the epic of Mahabharata. So externally he was a great warrior, statesman, very old man, and grandfather of Pandavas. But he left this material world lying down on the battlefield of Kurukshetra, practically pierced by weapons in each and every pores of his body. But he was so transcendental. He was remembering the lotus feet of Lord Sri Krishna. Sakshat Krishna appeared there to give his audience to the devotee Bhismadev. He glorified him. He gave practical instructions for all the devotees, and remembering the Lord and just thinking and seeing the lotus face of the Supreme Personality of the Godhead, he left this material world. So Srila Prabhupada, more or less in a similar way, he left this material world, and we have to learn so many lessons from the disappearance pastime of Lord Srila Prabhupada. So Srila Prabhupada, during the course of his worldly travel, finally he came to his room in the Radha Rajabihari temple in Vrindavan in 1977. Sorry, in the Radha Rajabihari temple in Bombay in 1977. So the temple was getting ready for opening. The work was progressing. Srila Prabhupada was staying in his room, but his health was so weak. Regularly he was hearing the sounds of constructions, and he was not able to come down to take the darshan of Radha Rajabihari. So every day the darshan photos were sent to the rooms of Srila Prabhupada, and he was taking the darshan of the photos in a very loving way. And devotees who surround him, the arrangement was made for the devotees to surround him, and daily recitation of Srimad Bhagavatam was going on. So Srila Prabhupada was hearing. Then, as his health grew more and more weak, so Srila Prabhupada consulted with all his senior disciples, and he wanted to decide the course of his life according to the opinion of his senior devotees, senior disciples. So most of the senior disciples some of the devotees gave the opinion that Srila Prabhupada has to stay in Bombay till the opening of Radha Rajabihari temple, because thousands of devotees are working with love and devotion for the inauguration of the temple. But many of the devotees, considering the poor health of Srila Prabhupada, they wanted Srila Prabhupada has to go to Vrindavan for the preparation of his final journey. So from Bombay, actually Srila Prabhupada was taken to Rishikesh, the holy place which was under discussion in the course of our yathra travel yesterday. So Srila Prabhupada to Rishikesh, he stayed on the bank of Mother Ganges. 2-3 days, 1 week, Srila Prabhupada was staying in the ashram along with his senior sannyasi, GBC member disciples. But one day, a great storm came, and Prabhupada's health got so much affected. In the night, he called his senior disciples, especially Bhaktishara Maharaj, his Holiness Bhaktishara Maharaj. He called him and he told that my death is nearing, the final time is nearing. I want to leave my body, the holy land of Vrindavan. It's a dream vision and desire, wish of every Gaudiya Vaishnava Sampradaya devotee to leave his body in the place of Rajabhumi where Krishna enacted his pastime. So devotees made arrangement as Srila Prabhupada finally came to the abode of Lord Sri Krishna Brajabhumi to his room in the Krishna Balaram Mandir in Vrindavan. As soon as Srila Prabhupada was placed in the bed in the Krishna Balaram Mandir, Srila Prabhupada said, I have reached my home, and he recited his favorite famous verse from King Kulasekara Alvar's Mukundamala Stotra, Krishna Pankaja, Krishna Tvadiya Pada Pankaja Panjarangam. This is the favorite sloka from Mukundamala Stotra for Srila Prabhupada. It was recited thousand years back in South India in the holy place of Srirangam in Dravida Desa, where the great devotee, king devotee of Kerala, known as Kulasekara Alvar. So Srila Prabhupada was staying there for 2-3 months. Gradually his health was getting weakened more and more. He was allowing his disciples to come near to him and allowing them to do different kinds of services. But Srila Prabhupada remained like a spiritual warrior up to the end of his life. Sometimes he was spending in chanting the holy name of the Lord. Even in that particular weak condition, he was translating Srimad Bhagavatam, and he was speaking and giving the purports of his famous Bhakti Vedanta purports. He was speaking, and devotees were taking note of this Bhakti Vedanta purports, typing and everything. And Srila Prabhupada was managing also. He was regularly meeting GBC members and senior devotees of this ISKCON movement. He was regularly giving them different instructions. He was hearing the preaching reports in a very successful way, in a very happy way. He was hearing the preaching report happened in Sri Lanka. He was hearing preaching report happened in South Africa. He was releasing by hearing the upcoming book distributors course also. So up to the end of the life, Srila Prabhupada showed ourselves how we have to live a life in a very Krishna conscious way. We should never forget him. We should always try to render service to him. Srila Prabhupada, up to the end of his life, he revealed our devotee has to live. Then, surrounded by his loving disciples, loving devotees, when they were doing Kirtan, Srila Prabhupada left this material world on this particular day of November month, more or less evening, approximately the time was 7:30 p.m. So today we will remember Srila Prabhupada, and we will remember his disappearance pastimes, how he left this material world, and we will try to pray him in a very humble mood. We all are very weak in bhakti. We are sadhaka bhaktas. He is the inspiring, great example for all of ourselves. All the ISKCON devotees are united in one thought, in one topic. Srila Prabhupada is the founder Acharya of ISKCON, and he is the basic driving force, inspirational force for all the devotees of ISKCON, starting from a newcomer who chants one round and maybe the most senior GBC member. He is the inspirational force for everybody. Of course, he will remain the inspirational force for the coming generations. The Prabhupada said, my books will remain the law books for the coming 10,000 years. So we will pray to Srila Prabhupada also. We all are practicing sadhana. We all are rendering different kinds of devotional services. But at the same time, the end is so much important. So even after executing different kinds of devotional service also, nowadays we are hearing so much news. Each and every month, practically speaking, each and every week, some of the seniors of Prabhupada disciples are disappearing from this material world. So as Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj said, it is written in Bhakti Siddhanta Vaibhav that he always used to instruct his disciples that time is nearing, not so much time is left. So we are also nearing our end, even though we think that the end is so far away from ourselves, but practically we are also nearing our end. We are about to die. So we should pray to the lotus feet of Srila Prabhupada to give enough strength to remember Lord Sri Krishna in some way and to get engaged in his service till the end of the death. Because remembrance of Lord Sri Krishna at the end of the life is so much important process, practical thing that we have to do. Edan Sangye Yohana, Swadharma Parnishtaya, Janmalabha Parapumsam, Ande Narayana Smriti. The benefit of human life is achieved. The profit of human life is achieved only if we remember Lord Sri Krishna at the end of the death, end of our life. So in this holy day, we will, of course, there is nothing to lament. In one sense, Acharya's disappearance day, Vaishnava's disappearance day has to be celebrated both with joy and lamentation. It is a day of joy because pure devotees enter into the spiritual world. It's a day of lamentation also because we are losing the association of a pure devotee. So we have lost his association, physical association. So in this particular day, again, we all will pray at the lotus feet of Srila Prabhupada to bless ourselves, to continue our services within this great movement that he has inaugurated. Thank you very much. So Prabhupada ki. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Thanks.
Thank you very much for such a wonderful glorification as well as the Yamunotri Yatra. Unfortunately, my net is not favoring me to part of full Yatra.
No problem.
Anybody is having any questions or any comments, please? Hare Krishna. Prabhuji is very busy from morning because of today's importance. Prabhupada's disappearance day. Prabhuji has a lot of programs today morning onwards, so he's so tired. So if there is no questions, we will conclude here and we can leave Prabhuji so he can go and take rest. And we will continue tomorrow. Same time at 6:30, we will continuing from Yamunotri to
Barcode to Guptakas. Sorry, Uttarakashi.
Yes, okay. Uttarakashi we will be traveling tomorrow. So please join at 6:30. So we will continue our yatra. So on behalf of all the assembled devotees and Kanya Desh Yatra, we wish to thank Prabhuji and pray to Lord Krishna to give more, get more and more association from Prabhuji. We will chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra 3 times. Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Hare.
Prabhupada ki jai.
Hare Krishna. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya evacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo. Ananta Kodi Vaishnavavrinda ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Srila Prabhupada disappearance day ki jai. His Grace Akinchana Krishna Das Prabhuji ki jai. Hare Krishna. So Sadananda Shyam Prabhu, we can proceed with Deepdan. Where will be going today?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Yes, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji, Sadananda Prabhuji is there. He didn't reach still.
Hare Krishna.
Oh,
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
okay. So where will be
5 minutes
today?
Prabhu.
Okay, evidana Where will be Sajid Prabhu's house?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
No, Sajid Prabhu. Yes.
Okay, Prabhuji. Okay, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna
So
Prabhu.
we'll start the arati or we'll wait for Prabhuji.
We'll wait for Sadananda Prabhu.
Okay, Shivaguna Prabhu, we can show some Srila Prabhupada's video for. Okay,
Okay.
Shivaguna Prabhu, you
Let-
can show some videos about Srila Prabhupada.
Yes, Prabhu. I'll try.
So it will be helpful
Yes.
to all the devotees to see the glories of Srila Prabhupada.